Yo, how is it going, everyone? So, I'm MercilessWalrus, and I am bringing you a 2 vs 2 gameplay here. I am playing with Valiant, actually, one of the other commentators on this channel. I am playing as the Purple Protoss, and Valiant is playing as the Blue Terrans, and we're going up against a Red Terran player and a Blue Zerg player. And this is a kinda close game. Me and Valiant do win by kind of staying on the aggressive stance, getting some early attacks on the Terran player, who does appear to be the stronger player out of these two. And yeah, overall, was a pretty fun game to play. And definitely be playing more games with Valiant and shit. Yeah. So early on, not too much is unusual. I'm going for a pylon there. Looks like Valiant's going to be going for a supply pad of some sort. And the Zerg player does go for a spawning pool earlier than I would if I were a Zerg player, but then again, I am not a great Zerg player, so I wouldn't know. For those of you who don't know, I'm mainly a strong Protoss player. I can play okay as Zerg, and I'm only okay as Terran as well. Protoss is by all means my specialty. So here we got them throwing down a barracks, and I am about to be getting a gateway. Over here, no, Valiant, let's see, probably a refinery, yeah? So, all three of us are getting some form of a military building, as you would kind of expect. So, we will be ready for most early attacks, but we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Now, I think this is going to have to be a two-part video, sadly. I like it better when it's one part, but whatever. So, yeah. Not too much to report on. I hate these like awkward pauses early in the game when I'm trying to commentate a game. It's just like, oh, he builds a barracks, he builds a refinery. It's just, not exciting. So yeah, we're basically all kind of mimicking each other in our own unique sense. I think I'm finally going for a cybernetics core, going for some stalkers pretty early on, and Valiant is getting his orbital command. Here, let's see, Tech Lab is going down, so we can expect to see some Marauders, and that's about it. Yeah. Not too much else to report on here. So I am officially starting to produce Zealots, gonna go for some Warp Gates in a moment. Valiant. Looks like he's going for some Marauders, as well as a few Marines. Let's see. Nothing at the moment, but should be getting stuff soon. And this player is going for flat-out Marauders, which is a pretty strong force, but usually Stalkers do beat out Marauders if you have a large enough force of them. And he now has, or is going for a lair, so that'll be interesting to see. Oh, that'll be so much fun to watch, turning into a lair. And one other note, in my last commentary, I forgot, or it was a relatively old gameplay, and I didn't know about the whole chrono boost ability, so I basically didn't use it, and someone commented saying that. I do now, and by the time I did this game, I officially knew it, so I do implement that the vast majority of the time, and now I'm just going for some pylons, another gateway, and I think I'll be going for a fourth gateway relatively soon now. This guy starting to produce quite a few Zerglings, going for a Zergling rush, as you would kind of expect from your typical Zerg player. It's not unusual to see at least 4 or so Zerglings just for an early harassment. These ones aren't that early, as I do already have 2 Zealots and another Zealot on the way. So yeah, Valiant is currently just going with a flat-out infantry army. Oh wait, no, he does have a factory. I am wrong. This game was from a little while back, that's why it kind of sounds like I'm somewhat clueless. Let's see, units. So, overall, in terms of economic units, the Zerg player does have 21 drones. I have 20 probes. Valiant is that Valiant? Yeah, that one's Valiant. He has 18 SCVs, and the other Terran player only has 12, which is pretty weak economy at this stage in the game. And you are going to see he does not produce many units that combat us, though the Zerg player brings in some roaches, and it does get a little interesting at one point. Let's put that away. Okay. So at this point, I think me and Valiant were actually in a Skype call during this game, and we were talking, we're like, okay, you want to attack now or whatever? And we ended up kind of deciding to go for the Terran player once Valiant figures out that's the two that we're going against. So basically, oh, and also on a side note, this Zerg player, pretty good strategy getting those two, what are those, Zelnaga watchtowers? Yeah. So he does have vision of that middle part of the map, and for the vast majority of any attacks you want to get on this map, that's what you're going to pass through, so he will have knowledge of it. I don't know if these two players were communicating together well, but either way, me and Valiant are totally out massing them in terms of military, while this guy is mass Zergling. Not too much else, and he is going for roaches, of course, but the Terran player does seem to be kind of clueless. Just some marauders, but nothing else, and finally, what's he going for, an engineering bay? But still, that's a pretty weak force, and if it weren't for the Zerg player, he would have been screwed, which, I mean, he kind of is screwed regardless. So I believe that yeah, that Zergling is fully aware that my army is coming, so... who is that? Yeah, he does see that, and a little early battle. I don't have blink yet. Usually I would, like, blink away or whatever to kind of avoid that. Oh, wait, no, I do have blink. Oh, that was bad call on my part. And then Valiant, I don't know if he comes to my help. Oh no, lag. Yeah. So for those of you who do not play as Protoss ever, blink is a pretty nice ability, just especially against melee units, just to kind of blink away, avoid taking some damage. You get an extra couple shots on them before you take another melee attack, so definitely helps. Now, as far as economies go, I still think that Terran player is just flat out not producing enough. Oh, well, he does have 20 SCVs now. I am wrong. And I do go for Stargate, maybe going for some Void Rays later on. I'm not sure if I build any. But I always just like to leave the option. It's not too expensive to put up, and it just gives me that option. Like, if he was going mass Zergling, I might throw in some Zoid... Did I just say Zoid Rays? Damn. Void Rays. Just to kind of mix shit up. And also, just because they're pretty good anti-ground. Well, not great anti-ground. But you get what I'm saying. Oh, my mouth is dry, and today... Oh, just a little talk about myself. Today I went to the beach and my face got really sunburnt, and now I'm kind of sad. In case any of you cared. And that's Stalker. Oof, that's upsetting. Now I am finally expanding, going for a pretty quick expansion. One thing that I definitely would have done differently, I don't think I go for any photon cannons whatsoever, but me and Valiant do feel very comfortable with the situation we're in. He is continuing to produce more Marauders, and I don't want to say he has a really healthy army, but overall, from what we saw with the Terran player, he's pretty weak, and if it weren't for those Zerglings, we would feel outrageously confident. Or the Zerg player, I mean. Well, we would feel very confident with winning.